Hi there, I'm Toma, and I'm a professional vocal coach with over 30 years of experience. In a recent video, we talked a little bit about the belt singing voice and tried to clear up some of the misconceptions surrounding it. Today, I'm going to take you through some of my favorite belt warm-up exercises. So as we get started, make sure to hit that like button below and subscribe to this channel. I always appreciate hearing comments from you, so put a few comments down below. Before we even begin starting a belt warm-up, it's important to understand a little bit about what the belt singing voice is. Again, it is not simply pushing the chest voice up, so we're not going to be singing in chest voice right now. But it's also not utilizing the head voice. It's a different placement. Some people naturally have found it and can use it, and others we have to learn where that placement is at. So at first it may feel a little bit foreign to you, and that's okay. At any time as you're warming up, whether it be in belt or in classical placement, if you're ever feeling fatigue or soreness of the voice, you need to stop and rest and evaluate what you're doing wrong. It should never hurt to sing. The physiological phenomenon of the belt voice requires that the vocal folds be utilized in a different manner. And so the larynx will be lifted a little bit higher, and the vocal folds will be very closely approximated, pulled together. And only the edges of the vocal fold will vibrate rather than using the full vocal fold. So it takes a little bit of practice to find how to isolate these muscles. And this warm-up will help you do that. So the first thing that I want you to remember as we do these warm-ups is not have sound be your ultimate goal or objective. It's not bad to want to have a nice sound in your voice. Ultimately, that's our goal. But if that becomes our only objective when we're warming up, we may not be able to successfully find the placement that we need to. So for right now, focus on how it feels and on making sure that you're setting up the proper foundation that will ultimately help you produce the belt sound. And then we can focus on making the sound the professional belt sound that we want it to be. So as we begin this, I want you to focus on a speech quality. Sometimes if we're focused on just singing, we lose the forward speech placement or attitude that we need. So I want you just first to speak with me here. We're just going to say the word nay, but I want you to say it in a younger voice. Nay, 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 like that. Try that with me. Nay, 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 nay. It's helpful to raise the pitch of your voice a little bit rather than nay, 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 down here low, which is definitely in a chest placement. Again, try to sound like a young child. Children naturally belt. So here we go again, a little more forward and a little higher. Nay, 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 nay. Practice that. Try and find that placement and don't let it become too guttural or too deep on the chest voice. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start singing. I call this a vocal stretch. We're going to sing on that nay again and just stretch it from, let's start out a little lower. We're just going to stretch it. Nay. Now notice, I'm not trying to sound beautiful here, okay? That's ultimately not the sound that I want when I'm singing, but it is going to help me to find that placement. Slide up and slide back down. So you're stretching it, keeping it connected through the entire range. Second secret to finding that belt placement as you warm up is to make sure as we go up the scale, as we go higher, to make those higher notes even smaller, even younger sounding, more forward. If any of these metaphors help you find it, that's what we're shooting for, is to make it smaller. Don't try to go broader, bigger, chestier sound. That's not going to help you to find it. We want it to become more focused. So from here, if I take it higher, instead of okay? So smaller and more focused. We're going to try just speaking on pitch the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then count backwards, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? So it's going to be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Notice I'm putting a lot of diaphragmic energy into that. I want you to really speak it loudly like you're projecting on a stage. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm speaking it on pitch. I'm not trying to sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Speak it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, the higher we go, the younger it has to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. The next one that we're going to do on a meow, like a cat, right? Meow. Now, as we do this, be careful to not exaggerate the diphthong at the very end of meow. I'm going to say it really slowly, and you'll hear that diphthong, or the second vowel sound at the end. Meow. Hear that oo at the end? Meow. We don't want to emphasize the oo, so it's not meow, 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 meow. Okay? It's more of a meow. Meow, 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 meow. Okay? There's a little bit of an oo at the end, but it's not exaggerated or emphasized. Okay, as we go higher, you're going to want to become an even younger cat. Okay? So, here we go. Meow, 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 meow. Again, spoken very forward and very young. Higher range. I'm pushing it a little higher now through that passaggio. It should be taking you into belt. A few things that you want to avoid doing. One, don't let it become deeper. It's not meow, 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 meow. Go more forward. Meow, 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 meow. Also, make sure you give it a little accent up there at the top from the diaphragm. Really support it so that you're not holding it here in the vocal folds. Rather, you're supporting it with that strong diaphragmic support. Meow, 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 meow. And the third thing that you want to make sure that you avoid is allowing it to slide up into your head voice. Meow, 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 meow. We're not trying to do that either. Keep it very spoken, a speech attitude. Here we go. Meow, 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 meow. Good job. If in any of these you find yourself sliding into the head voice, go back to just speaking it. Nay, nay, nay. And then go back to the warm-up. Meow, 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 meow. Replicating that forward speech attitude coupled with the strong diaphragmic support that gives it kind of a yell feel. All right. The next exercise will be on a nay. And again, as we do this one, keep that forward speech attitude. Nay, 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 nay. Be careful of the diphthong, A-E, nay. De-emphasize that diphthong and just keep the pure A sound. Let's start here. We're going to go. Nay, 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 nay. Breathe. Nay, 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 nay. you go higher now, past the secondo passaggio, make sure that you're getting more and more forward, younger sounding. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Good. We're going to do that same arpeggio again, but this time on a forward na sound. Okay? Na, 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 na. Also, by the way, just part of the belt attitude is a tongue that's slightly raised and pressed forward. That keeps the vowel placement forward. Here we go. Na, 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 na. More forward the higher we go. Younger sounding. Make sure you're breathing. Coming back down. Great job. Comment below. Are you a natural belter, or did you have to learn how to belt? How do you find your belt placement? Or what challenges do you find in finding the belt placement? Great job today. Now, admittedly, the range that I took you through is primarily for female vocalists. Male vocalists begin belting at a higher range. And so in a subsequent video, I'll do a male belt warm-up as well. So make sure you subscribe and hit that like button below. We'll see you next time at the Toma Vocal Production channel.